Ah, yes, Star Wars Battlefront 2, a game that I'm definitely going to be getting hyped up for. After playing the beta for a solid few amount of hours, I just absolutely enjoyed the hell out of it. The space combat is absolutely thrilling. I definitely recommend that everybody tries out the space combat because it is much better from the first game. It is just so damn fun. I thought I was not going to be enjoying the space battles part of this game, but it turns out after going into my first game of it and playing a few more games of it, I absolutely love the absolute hell out of it. Every single ship has unique types of abilities, as well as having their unique ultimate abilities. Like the TIE Fighter, for example, is able to shoot rapid-fire lasers which inflict massive damage to guarantee you a very fast kill on an enemy starfighter. And same goes with the X-Wing as well, which is pretty damn cool. And then the Interceptor has lock-on systems. And then the Bomber-class fighters have multi-targeting missile systems, which are able to lock on to multiple amounts of starfighters to deal massive amounts of damage. So the space battles parts of Star Wars Battlefront 2, I think EA got this down in the bag. I think they definitely nailed it. It feels so much better than the first game. Hey, what is up everybody, Blue Ghost here, and here we are with some Star Wars Battlefront 2, giving my thoughts on what I think about the beta so far, and I'm definitely going to be getting hyped for this game in the future. I am somebody that's playing this beta on Xbox. The beta is actually not only for PC, and I thought the beta was only going to be on PC, but you can actually play this on all platforms, and it's just really fun on all platforms. So how is the multiplayer beta for Star Wars Battlefront 2? It is fun as hell. In the open beta, you can play multiplayer and arcade, but you can also reveal a trailer for the campaign, which is going to be a single-player campaign experience for Star Wars Battlefront 2, which is definitely something that I'm definitely going to be very hyped for, because in the first Star Wars Battlefront, we never got a single-player campaign or any other campaign at all. We had survival, we had missions, which you can get extra credits off. But there was absolutely no campaign or, you know, like solo campaign that we could do. But in Star Wars Battlefront 2, we're going to be getting that, and it's going to be definitely very exciting. In multiplayer, you have a choice of Galactic Assault, which is definitely super fun. It definitely can remind you of Walker Assault from Star Wars Battlefront 1, because Galactic Assault definitely feels pretty similar to the first game, which is Walker Assault, but there's different mechanics in it, and it definitely feels like it plays a lot better than the first game. Starfighter Assault, which is definitely worth checking out because the space combat, like I said before, is way better in Star Wars Battlefront 2. It is absolutely amazing. And then we have Strike, which is infantry only, where teams take turns of capturing and defending objectives, which is pretty much your standard type of domination game type. As we can see, what we're going to be getting at launch is going to be heroes versus villains, which is heroes and villains that have an epic clash against each other in a multiplayer game, which is definitely very exciting. And then we're also going to be getting Blast, which is your standard type of deathmatch game mode, where it's infantry only. And pretty much the first to get a certain amount of kills is the winner. And in arcade, we have solo to do some battle scenarios by yourself, or you can grab a friend and do co-op and do some battle scenarios with your friend, which is definitely going to make a very fun co-op experience with your friends. Now, Galactic Assault is definitely the main game mode that I've been grinding my heart out in the beta to get some star cards for my character, and Galactic Assault is definitely probably one of the funnest things about the beta. I haven't tried out Strike yet, but I'll try out Strike at a later time, but Galactic Assault is definitely very fun. Basically, Galactic Assault is where the Separatist forces are going to be attacking Naboo with their MTT transportation tank, and the Republic's objective is to destroy the MTT tank before it reaches the palace. How the Republic must do this is they must reach the ion disruptors, which there's icons that locates them on the map. And the battle droids are going to be going for those as well, but they're not going to be picking those up because they're going to be trying to keep you off of those. But the Republic needs to be able to pick up the ion disruptors so that they can shoot it at the MTT, which is the only way to damage the MTT. And once you shoot it with the ion disruptor, then your team can pretty much shoot the MTT, but it's only active for about like 5 seconds until it becomes invulnerable to all damage again. So you have to pretty much act fast and keep coordinating with your teammates. If the MTT reaches its destination at the Naboo Palace, it will destroy the front doors, and the Republic needs to be able to defend the west and east door controls that block the doors from the Separatist forces infiltrating into the palace hallway. And if they fail that, then they have to retreat to the main palace hall and defend that from being captured by the Separatist forces, and if they fail, then Naboo falls and the Separatists win, and the Naboo gets pretty much overrun by the Separatist forces. It's overall a really, really fun game mode. I've just been playing Galactic Assault pretty much 24/7, and the space combat too, which is definitely very, very fun. But Galactic Assault is definitely one of the most fun things ever. Now, at the start of the game, you have a choice of 4 classes, which has their own strengths. You have the choice of Assault, Heavy, Officer, and Specialist. One of the best in the game. The Specialist is pretty damn overpowered, actually. I always thought the Heavy was overpowered because of the gun shield and the overall damage of his heavy gun, but it's actually Specialist that's overpowered because his ultimate ability, which is called Infiltration, allows him to equip a very powerful SMG as he's able to have increased movement speed, and every single kill you get refreshes the timer that the ability is active, which pretty much means you can go on forever just as long as you keep getting kills with this weapon. And it's pretty much good for sneaking by enemies and then catching them by surprise, as you can get a lot of kills with this. But it pretty much just goes infinite just as long as you can keep getting kills. And I'm actually kind of starting to claim that it's actually just a little bit overpowered because it instantly refreshes the whole entire timer of this ability being active, and the fact that it does a lot of damage with that SMG that you have. So I think it's just a little bit overpowered. But the Specialist overall is pretty damn, like, one of the best in the game. Heavy's probably the second best, and then Officer and Assault are pretty average, but they can really shine if you know how to play them well. The Assault class comes into play with a thermal detonator, which is the standard issue fragmentation grenade, a scan dart, which is able to detect enemies within the range of when they get scanned, making them appear on your radar so that you can coordinate an attack and flank them. And his ultimate ability called Vanguard, which has him equip a shotgun that does not overheat at all. And he also gains increased movement speed, and the shotgun is pretty damn powerful. It can be pretty useful for flanking enemies, though it is not as effective as Infiltration like the Specialist has, but you can get some pretty good amount of kills when you use it right. The Heavy comes into play with an impact grenade, which is a grenade that explodes whenever it touches any surface, a combat shield which shields a portion of his body from his gun, and it will absorb a set amount of damage, and his ultimate ability called Sentry, which has him pull out a heavy rotary blaster, and he's also able to take reduced explosive damage while the ultimate is active. And this chain gun definitely does quite a bit of damage too. It's pretty dang devastating, but although I think some people can still outduel you with normal guns, so the chain gun is actually kind of questionable. The Officer comes into play with a flash grenade, which is a grenade that you can throw and you can manually detonate, which releases clusters of flashbangs that will blind your enemy. A blaster turret, which is an automated sentry gun that will fire on any inbound enemies just as long as they're in the firing range. And his ultimate ability called Battle Command. When activated, you inspire your teammates, giving them increased amount of damage absorption, and it does also apply to yourself. So that pretty much adds on an extra 100 health, but it does fade away pretty quickly, so you'll definitely need to do this when you're about to go into the heat of combat. And last but not least, the Specialist. The Specialist comes into play with a shot grenade, which is a grenade that will slow down enemies that are affected by it. Thermal binoculars, which you're able to see enemies through any walls and from any distance so that you can get a beat on them, predict their locations to strike on them with your sniper rifle. And his ultimate ability, Infiltration, like I said before, is definitely one of the best in the game, where he gains an SMG, he gains increased movement speed, and he's also invisible to the enemy radar, so definitely use this to your advantage, as you will be able to sneak up on enemies to take him out really quickly. And during the game, as you get kills, you'll get battle points, and when you respawn, you have the option to choose one of these special classes. You can basically become a Separatist tank or, you know, an AT-RT. You can also become a starfighter or even a gunship if you're on the Republic's team. And you also have the ability to become a Republic jump jet trooper or even a B-2 rocket droid, which are definitely the best thing. These big boys come in with heavy weaponry and jetpacks that are able to maneuver attacks and just get in your face and destroy you. These classes are definitely the best for decimating your foes when it comes to defending or attacking objective. These classes that, in my opinion, feel a little bit cheesy because I definitely seem to be performing a lot better when I'm using either the jet trooper or even the rocket droid. Even when it comes to maneuvering people with the jetpack, it definitely feels kind of cheesy, but at the same time it's not that cheesy, but just probably a little bit cheesy in my opinion. But then, of course, the best thing about getting all these battle points is that you have the ability to become either Darth Maul or you can be Rey from The Force Awakens. But of course, we must also mention that you can be Han Solo or even Boba Fett. It is so fun playing as a Jedi or a Sith Lord. Darth Maul kicks ass. He's got so much cool abilities. He's got like a spin attack which gets in your opponent's faces. He also has a Force Grip, which will also push people back to the wall and cause more damage, and he also can throw his lightsaber, which also deals a massive amount of damage. The Jedi and the Sith Lords are the best for decimating your foes because they can get you a lot of kills, and they're definitely the best for defending or pushing objectives. And when you have these guys on your side, you're definitely guaranteed for winning, but just be careful of the enemy Jedi or Sith Lord because they will be able to melt you pretty fast. And then as you play the game, you'll get credits that can also be used to purchase crates, and these crates will contain random loot with star cards or other gear that you can acquire for your classes, which is definitely a key element to making your class better than it is before. For example, you can have your starfighter have decreased cooldown on your abilities, or even your heavy have decreased ability cooldowns, and etc, etc, and you can pretty much keep getting collectibles for your characters to make them more powerful. And that's pretty much all that I have for you guys on Star Wars Battlefront 2. I think I might make another video on Star Wars Battlefront 2 on maybe Strike or something like that, but I'm not sure. But I'm overall having a fun time with Star Wars Battlefront 2, and I hope you guys are as well. And I'm definitely looking forward to playing more of this game. So anyways, be sure to leave a like if you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.